Yeah, yeah, it sounds like Valentine's Day music, and that means Sweet 16. The Florida Gators jump way up to a remarkable win over Auburn at Neville, 90-81. As far as first victory over a top-ranked team on the road, we invite you to join us on this pop-up show. The maestro himself, Franz Beard, is here. He'll break it down for you, tell you how they did it. Stand by. Coming up next, Brenden and Franz. I'll tell you about the Gators, who was the number one team anyway. Well, I know who beat the number one team today.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ? I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
Good evening. Welcome to the program. It's a pop-up edition of the Buddy Martin Show. This is Franz Beard, and he's followed this story closely. And I got to say, Florida, one of 5 teams in NCAA history to beat number one at home and on the road in the same season. Franz, how in the world did the Gators pull that off up at Neville today? 90-81 over the number one Auburn Tigers.
When the Gators are making shots, they can beat anybody in the country. They made shots today, but not only that, they played a really good. It's hard to imagine that you're playing good defense when you give up 81 points. But Florida played very, very good, very efficient defense. Even though they did give up 81 points, this was a real win. They battled Auburn on the boards. Auburn doesn't get beaten on the boards. The final was 40-40, but a lot of those were long rebounds. The rebounds that really counted, Florida beat the crap out of them on it. Look at what they did. Janai Broome only had 18 points. That's what his average is, but he's been going off big against the best teams. Today he only gets 18. And he had to take 19 shots to get his 18 points. That in itself is a big, big deal. Chad Baker-Mazara, averaging 13 a game, gets 6. Great defense on him by Will Richard. Will Richard did not have a good offensive game. I think he was 2 for 9 from three-point land. But look at the defense he put on Chad Baker-Mazara. Guy averaging 13 a game. Gets 6 and only got 6 shots off, which was important. Kelly Miles goes off for 22. Had to take 18 shots to get there, 3 for 9 from the three-point line. The defense was exceptional. And then you throw in the fact that Walter Clayton Jr., 19 points, 9 rebounds, buddy. Not rebounds, 9 assists. 6 rebounds, a block shot, and a steal, and he was in total control of that ball game. Anytime the ball was in his hands, the Gators were in good shape. And this is the thing. Auburn tried to double him up, but they could not afford to foul him. So Walter played them like a cheap fiddle, buddy. And they only sent him to the line for 3 free throws. Now, let's qualify that statement as well. The Zebra crew, let's just say, they missed a few calls, shall we say? And this isn't to say that it was one-sided. It went both ways. This was, usually you have to go to usually you have to go to a football game in the SEC to have that much contact. But this was full contact. This was WWE for tall guys in shorts, and brutal ball game. But Terry Oglesby, Owen Short, that crew, they were really bad. I would be shocked if they don't get lit up by the league after that performance. But
Yeah,
great ball game by the Gators.
yeah, to be down early like that. They down 10. Is that what it was?
They were down 18-9. They were down 18-9, and then again, it was 20-11 with 11:57 to go.
Yeah,
and Condon scored on a terrific pass from Denzel Aberdeen, and we got to stop at the other end and got a foul, get the ball back, and then Urban Klavjar, your boy there, comes in and hits the first of his 3 threes. He hits one. Tommy Hawk hits one. Sam Alexis, again, another 3. These guys off the bench really played well. Denzel Aberdeen today gets 10 points. Critical that he scored the 10 points. Hit a 3 late in the game. That was very, very impressive. But Denzel had 10 points, played the entire ball game. This was a total team win. Tommy Hawk, oh my gosh, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 block shots, and a steal. Condon, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. I don't know. I thought he had a couple block shots, but I guess they didn't think that they rated. They only had Florida with 5 block shots. I had them with a few more than that. But all in all, just a great defensive performance. Florida was well coached, was totally focused. You made a point earlier, they were down 9. Critical thing when you're down 9 on the road, the Auburn crowd really coming down. That arena, buddy, it's like it seats 9,100, but you're never more than 43 feet from the court at any place in the arena. There's no place more than 43 feet from the court. Great architecture done there. But what it does is it brings that crowd right down on top of you. They're 9,000. I think it was Jay Billis who said 9,000. It sounds like 90,000. They really come down hard on you. They're very intimidating. And you look at what happened there. Florida is down 9. The crowd's really into it, and they didn't let the crowd get to them. That's what happened last week at Thompson Bowling. Mm-hmm. They let the crowd get to them.
Yeah.
This time they zoned out the crowd, and look what happened.
You get the ball in the right hands, the right people. And by the way, just want to remind you, this is a pop-up version, unscheduled show with Franz and Buddy and Brenden back here someplace. Just going to kind of keep you fresh. A big win by the Florida Gators, upsetting number 1 Auburn. Wherever they wind up, we'll see. And want to remind you that this is brought to you in part by Meldon Law. We won't back down. Check them out. Friends, I will say this is what we've been saying about Florida all year. First of all, their bigs can play. They can not just rebound. They can rebounding demons, but they also can shoot, handle, whatever. They're almost interchangeable. Their guard play is deep. They didn't have one today, but they got now when they're shooting. You said on the show, if you're shooting the basketball, look out. Well, they shot the basketball impeccably, especially Clayton. Having him back meant so much. But there are other players there and those that were key members that also contributed. I love how they can dial up somebody that maybe you don't think they like, here comes somebody they thought of off the bench, and they've got that depth.
Well, when you can pull a shooter off the bench like Urban Klavjar.
Love him.
When you can get a 6'9", 240-pound big guy out front off the bench like Sam Alexis, who isn't afraid to shoot the 3 and will knock it down as he did. Mm-hmm. And then look at what happened. Tommy Hawk today hits a 3-pointer. Now you don't have to hit a lot of them, but if you hit enough of them every now and then, you're a good one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You get people's attention. You stretch defenses, and this is what this team can do. They can stretch your defense, and that opens things up for everybody. Great. Todd Golden, I got to tell you what, this guy's a really serious coach, buddy.
He is. And they got a great rebounding. I mean, a great rebounding team. I mean, they're going to go up with 50-50 balls. They're going to get them. They're not only big and tall, but they're also physical. And even Bruce Pearl talked about that, how physical Florida was. They thought they'd be the more physical team. They can go toe-to-toe with you and battle you on the boards and the glass. And they've done that. This is the hallmark of this team. And how about offensive rebounds, friends? They're so good at offensive rebounds.
Well, they had 11 offensive rebounds today. And all those 11 offensive rebounds, they got 15 second-chance points. They win the game by 9. You could point to that as the difference in the game. 15 for 18 for the foul line. They only missed 3. Auburn, 14 for 23. Look at there. Nine chances to cut into that lead by Auburn that they didn't get. You start looking into games like this, and you start seeing the little things that matter. For example, Auburn today, you know how many points they got on dunks?
No.
0.
Wow. That's right. They missed several of them. They were blocked.
And this is a team that started out, they're like 6'5", 6'4", 6'7", 6'11", 6'11". And all those big guys didn't get a dunk.
No. Friends, get a lot of questions, and we're all wondering the same thing. We keep reassessing how good this team can be. They would think you're a Sweet 16 team. Well, when I see a game like this, this is a national championship team in the making. Now, we know what can happen when it gets here. Winning on the road is supposed to be hard. It wasn't today, but there's a long way to go here with this Gator team. But this is a statement game. This was the signature win for Todd Golden's team. And they are talented, they are deep, they are physical, and they are tough. And it was really impressive. They got to go to the 1 line, friends.
Well, they're going to be close. If they aren't this week, they will be quickly. Next week's a big week. They've got Mississippi State on the road. You can't let the afterglow of a win like this carry over to the point that you go out that next game in Starkville. And Starkville can be a very difficult place to play.
Yeah.
But you can't go into Starkville thinking, well, we don't have to focus as much. We don't have to play as hard, yada, 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 on and on like that. You have to go in that game thinking we have to focus more. We have to play harder, because Mississippi State is always tough at home. But now Mississippi State has incentive, because this is a team, Mississippi State is a team that is really, really struggling to get up there. They're 4-5 in the SEC. They need to get to 9-9, 10-8 if they want to have a decent seed. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want that dreaded 7-10 game like the Gators had last year. That's a 7-10, 8-9, 7-8, 9-10. You're in those 4 seeds. 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9. Those are terrible seeds because the teams are almost perfectly evenly matched. And you get that in the first round. You'd rather have a game in the first round that maybe they give you a little bit of trouble, but you're going to win it. You don't want to get in a game with a team that's evenly matched, that has incentive, that's pissed off that they're a 10 and you're a 7. And this is what happened to Florida last year with Colorado. And Mississippi State is looking at that 7, 8, 9, 10 right now. So when we go to Starkville on Tuesday, That's what we've got to be looking to overcome. We got to be saying to ourselves, we got to be more focused than we were at Auburn. We have to play harder than we did at Auburn. We have to play better defense. We have to rebound better, etc. On and on and on. That's what it's going to take. So you go do that. All of a sudden, they're 7-3 right now. You win that next one, you're 8-3. Come home, you got South Carolina, you're 9-3. You're guaranteed if Florida holds serve twice next week, they're guaranteed to finish with a 500 or better record in the SEC. 500 in the SEC is going to get you a top 6 seed. So at that point in time, if you know you're at 9, you're going to every win is going to get you closer to those top 4 seeds. And those top 4 seeds are so important.
What does it do to Auburn? That's the question. Now, this is a team that was sailing along pretty well in good shape. People, kind of the darlings of the SEC and Bruce Pearl. What does it do to them now?
Pisses them off and gets them ready to play whoever's next and absolutely, put a real kill on them. I mean, I would not want to be Vanderbilt Tuesday night, because Auburn comes to town Tuesday night and they are going to be flat out pissed off. Tuesday night, I got to tell you what, look at this schedule Tuesday night in the SEC. Florida at Mississippi State, Auburn at Vanderbilt, Tennessee at Kentucky. Whoa, and Alabama at Texas. That's 4 pretty good ball games. The SEC is I've never seen I covered ACC basketball for the longest time, as you know. And I was there back when the days when David Thompson was there and Dean Smith was over at North Carolina North Carolina, David Thompson, North Carolina State, and so forth. And the league was really, really good. This league's better right now. These guys are better. This league is better than the ACC has ever been. This league's better than the Big Ten's ever been.
Yeah.
And right now, I think we got 6 teams in the SEC that are capable of winning a national championship.
Yeah. Auburn's having 4 weeks atop the AP poll. That should come down. We'll see how this in the NCAA tournament. They're projected number 1 overall seed, according to Jerry Palm. You follow him, bracketology before the game. And Palm said they have 12 quad wins. That's 5 more than any team. Pretty good cushion for a top spot, despite the fact number 2 overall seed is Duke. Florida entered as projected number 2 seed bracketology, and now 5-3 in quad 1 opportunities. And possession, arguably the best win by anybody in the sport. So how much is this going to impact what people think about the Gators? Now, this has got to change some minds.
Well, everybody knows the Gators are really good. Nobody disputes that. The difference is this, is everybody has come to the conclusion that the Gators are held to play at home, but they can be beaten on the road. All of a sudden now you've got this win on the road. That changes perceptions. That makes people understand, look out, these guys can be as good or as they are at home on the road.
Yeah.
And believe me, you want teams to come to your place thinking, I hope we can win. You don't want a team coming to your place saying, we'll play you anywhere, anytime, and we'll whoop your butt.
Right. Now, this is their first ever road win over a top-ranked team. Get a few facts up. Let's get the score right. We've seen several beat them 90-81. They were up by how many at one point? 20? How many?
We're up at 1 point 68 to 48. And that was with 14:21 to go.
I thought we were over 20 up at one point. I guess
Urban Klavzar hit his second consecutive three. Well, he was 3 for 3 for the game, but it was in the second half. He hit 2 in a row, and that put the Gators up by 20.
Yeah, and they also broke Auburn's streak of 14 game winning streak. It leveled the nation's second highest. And they did without Elijah Martin, which you mentioned before. Funny, we talked about Elijah Martin on Thursday night. What would happen without him? And we all talked about, well, they would be in trouble. Well, didn't have him, and they played pretty good. Urban Klosvar, who's the newest guy I like so much, he shoots the eyes out of it. He had a career 9 points and a pair of 3-pointers in the span of 13 seconds early in the second half. So they got to 21. So they were up by 21 at one point. So huge win with the Gators. What's it like the rest of the way?
Well, the rest of the way is it doesn't get easy for Florida. This is the Florida schedule coming up. Okay, we've got at Mississippi State, South Carolina and Oklahoma at home, and at LSU, and then at Georgia.
Yeah.
All right. Florida is right now 7-3. Win those ball games right there. That's 5 ball games.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're 12-3, and you close out with the Aggie. You close out with the Aggies and Alabama and Ole Miss. That's 3 formidable ball games. I got to tell you what, that I would not want to play that schedule.
All right, so from here forward, we've got a couple of tough stretches. What's the gauntlet for them?
Well, they've got to get out there in these next 5 ball games, which they've got to win. They've got to go minimum 4-1 in these next 5. 5-0 would be perfect, but they got to go at least 4-1. They got to come out of these next 5 ball games at 11-4 in the SEC. 3 games to go. You already got your 11. That means you're going to be a top 4 seed. I like. You're going to have to play Alabama on the road. Alabama's really tough at home, but Alabama can be beaten, and I think Florida can beat them. The Aggies, the game of the games remaining on the schedule, the one that concerns me the most is playing the Aggies. I'm telling you what, those guys, it's brutal.
Today.
It's brutal when you play. They won today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, I got to step away for about 2 minutes. I've got to get a call here with we have an issue with my 96-year-old
We're
mom.
about to wrap it up right now. I think, Franz, just real quick, I'll let you go. And that is, if you pick one word to describe this team, what would you call them? I would say resilient would be my word. They're so resilient because after the Tennessee debacle, you talked me down off that one. I thought, oh, boy, they're in trouble. But they are just as resilient to come back to win on the road without one of their star players. What word would you use, real friends?
Growing. They're growing into their ranking. They're growing into the hype. There's the hype is not going to get to them. They are growing. They're maturing, I guess maybe might be a better word. But this is a team that they're not full of themselves when they get a good win anymore. They're not they're not looking in the mirror and enamored with themselves. Business-like might be an even better word for them. And when you get a team that is having fun, but at the same time, it's all business, you got a very, very dangerous team, buddy.
Yeah. All right, friends, good take care of your situation. Thank you. Great stuff. It's going to be a really fascinating year. Boy, oh boy, what a win. Huge win. Maybe as big as ever been in Florida basketball since the 04s and those guys won those championships. Thanks, Francis. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Franz.
All right. So let's wrap it up, Brenden, here. Just a little pop-up show, 25 minutes for you. Nice win. Is you get to celebrate these kind of things.
Wow.
Too often, so.
Well, I agree with Franz, but the whole night was pretty evident that coaching and fundamentals and what everyone's been saying all year long, which is what this team was rebounding and just being so tough off the glass and everyone participating in that. It just seems like they have a cohesiveness that is championship like, buddy, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's a long time till you start talking championships because you need to kind of just actually need to get hot at the
It's
right time.
not that long. It's not that long.
Well, it is because, like Billy Donovan says, you say it's only 7 games that decide the championships.
Okay.
As much as you like
Right.
the thing, it's really those games after the conference tournament, and then the Sweet 16 and the Elite Eight. Those are the games that decided. Those 5 or 6 games right in there will actually be what decides who goes where and whatever. But they have a shot here.
Well, I mean, look, it's early and you don't want to make any crazy predictions because, college has figured out the whole playoff thing pretty well. So you got SEC tournament's going to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things that could also be damaging to you. They eat their own in the SEC, but what this Florida team looks like they can eat pretty much what they want to. Stand back and let the big gator eat, Brenden.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I think they are a team. Maybe the drama early on in the year, like you said in your article on GatorbaitMedia.com.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get it, you should get it. Lots of new things to be going with that. Exciting to announce new things in the future, how you can participate with us over at GatorbaitMedia.com. But like you said in your article the other day, and Gatorbait has this galvanized this team. Are these Gators going to be sort of, was it battle tested for the future because of what, potentially what could have been catastrophic losing Todd Golden with allegations that were completely dismissed. And you wrote about that in Gatorade, and maybe that was looking into the future a bit, no?
Well, in my experience, Brendan, I have nothing. If nothing else, I do have experience of being old as I am. But I've seen a lot of teams go through these kind of things. Not necessarily this, but tragic moments where teams have been hit the wall, and at a time when when everything is on the line. We think of Colorado because we lived it when Bill McCartney was there, and he was the head coach. And lo and behold, what happens is the quarterback gets McCartney's daughter pregnant.
Oh my God, I remember that.
And I remember getting
what was the quarterback's name?
Sal Anesi.
Sal Anesi.
Yeah. And so I was called into my editor's office. I knew Bill McCartney really well. I did talk shows that he and Joe Williams and I did. And that year they were going to be special. We all knew that. And what happened, I got called in. They said, you need to call Bill McCartney and ask him if his daughter is pregnant by his quarterback. I said, I'm not calling Bill McCartney that question. No way. That's a personal question. I wouldn't dare do that. Turns out that she was. They had the baby. He died. Late Eddie Crowder, former head coach, told me one time, it's these kinds of things that really steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron, and suddenly a team comes together. He said, don't be surprised if Colorado wins a national championship. And what happened? You just said, it was a co-national championship. So these kinds of things can galvanize, as you said earlier, a team. What happened to their coach, Todd Golden, who obviously is a brilliant young coach.
Brilliant.
Now this team has something to play for. Now that Golden has been, for all practical purposes, clear to this, it's clear sailing. Now a couple of injuries can change things in a hurry, but boy, this team plays hard. I love how they play. They play extremely hard, and they're fun to watch. And if things go right, they got a shot to win it all.
Yeah, fundamentals seem to be at the core of what Todd Golden is about, which we've heard. He seems to be a young but wise coach in that aspect because they like to play defense, whether they don't like it or not. If they don't play defense, they ain't going to play for Todd Golden.
They like to rebound, and they like to go after it on the boards and the glass and bang body. I mean, those big guys they're tough. I mean, they're physically tough guys. They play tough sports like Australian rules football and stuff. And they don't mind banging in there. And when you're 6'11" and you're banging versus a guy who's 6'4", I guess a whole lot of difference. I'm so impressed with those guys.
I mean, I think you and I couldn't probably go in there and bang around that. I think we.
I don't know about that. No, this physical, it gets physical in there, pal. There's no room in them.
They're monsters now. I don't think
No.
I go sit. They're crazy to go sit and take pictures and all that stuff with Chris Spears and all those guys go down and do that. But let's be clear. Final score, buddy. Do you have the final? Did you say? Because we went on the air right before there. So
yeah, well, we had, I think 90-81 we had. I turned off my Wi-Fi, but I believe we had it differently at one point. Yeah, they
turn on your Wi-Fi. I wish you'd turn it on because something's not right.
Well, I don't know
your Wi-Fi. Make sure you're not on your phone or something like that.
No,
buddy.
I'm not on my phone.
Something's going on, folks.
We'll get it afterwards. I don't know.
I don't know. Check. Make sure you got the right Wi-Fi on. And I just say hi to all the people that popped on. David Baldoff, Michael Dixon, Dilly, all you guys. Been around for a long time, buddy. It's good to come on and see everybody, Dad.
Yep.
I'm trying to be grateful.
Good. Well,
because all the we were just talking about that. Say, hey, let's go out and talk to the folks.
Gratitude is everything.
We got a group of people out there that we've kind of been looking at for this. I found an old card the other day with our graphics. I said, please share. One of these guys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and all the remnants. So hey, please share the show. Help us out. Subscribe to.
You got some really exciting things coming up. I won't kill your thunder on that.
It's exciting thing. The exciting thing we got coming up here. Yeah. The Buddy Martin Show is what we got coming up here.
Yeah.
So you subscribe to this YouTube channel right here, and that helps us out quite a bit. So just click on the QR code.
I just changed my Wi-Fi. Did it help?
Yeah, I think. What was it on? The cat's I
don't know. There's two different ones.
Cat's Apple AirTag.
Different. I can't tell if it's better or not. So
it feels like if it stops freezing every 4 seconds, I think it's
there's two different numbers here. I think I went to the 5.
867-5309.
I'm on the 5 now.
Yeah,
so
867-5309 is the number you're looking for.
Well, I've got 91C2035.
No, 867-5309.
That's not. I don't have that. No.
You don't have that number?
No, I have a different one for my Wi-Fi. No.
All right. Well,
this is the right one. This is the right one.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if this is working. So, Brenden, just kind of, if you would, without giving away everything, talk about some of the interesting things you've discovered in recent weeks, and talk about how exciting the future. We talk about this a lot, but really, folks, we're on to something big here. Brenden is, at least. I'm just going along for the ride. There you go. Give that horn a shot.
I'm not going to talk about anything yet. We're just expanding. We're expanding. We're making friends with people that been doing this a long time. So that's super fun. We've got a new show this week with Rob Brown, Ronnie Sanders of Auburn Undercover, doing a show in cahoots. We're going to do it simulcast.
That's a good name of a podcast.
Yeah.
In
Cahoots Sports or ADD Sports. I don't know.
I like In Cahoots.
For me, it's an education. And it's actually called Auburn Undercover Live. It's in cahoots with auburnundercover.com or au.com. It's so really great group of people. And we're just currently going to do a show Wednesdays where they're going to talk all about Auburn, which I don't know a whole lot about, but I'm going to learn. I know. I think, let's see, Wednesdays, I'm trying to remember, 5 Eastern. So they're in Memphis. So
people, they were watching this show, they want to come over and watch the Auburn show. It's 5:00 Tuesdays, right?
Yeah, you can do that. But here's the thing. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel right here, which is the Buddy Martin Show, but you're also subscribing to SEC Sideline Sports right now, which is a conglomerate of podcasts. We have 4 podcasts currently. So we have SEC Sidelines Show, which is Rob Brown. So it's just called Rob Brown's SEC Sidelines. That's every Monday through Friday actually. So we make content for you Monday through Friday.
Yeah,
And then, buddy, this is on Monday through Thursday. That's it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Click the QR code. You're going to find out more. And we're getting bigger with more shows. And we're going to make a big home, Dad.
Wow.
A big home, Dad.
I
I'm going to give you a big hug. A big I'm like the big toe.
I like it.
I'm like the big toe.
I like it.
Lighten up, Francis. Huh?
Yeah.
Go Gators! Woo!
Have some fun, brother. Live it up tonight, folks. This is a huge win. It's a big moment in Gator sports. So congratulations to all you Gator fans who've been waiting. It's not a national championship.
No, but
it looks good. Feels great.
Right?
Feels great. Yes, it
We're
does.
doing this a long time, Dad. We can celebrate a win, and we could celebrate this guy. Lee, 2017 was the first sort of like jump. So, anyways, you can go back on all of our videos on YouTube. I think there's the airport video. I posted it.
That sounds like 100 years ago. 100. We got a couple hundred people still online here. We're going to feed them a little.
Well, yeah, I asked Rob Brown to join us. I sent him a link. I don't know, to give us the Auburn perspective.
Yeah. He didn't want to come on. He's too embarrassed.
No, Rob, he would never. That's not Rob's.
I
just got home. Send me the link. I sent him the link. I wonder if he was at the game. No.
It might have been. It was
emailed
Neville.
Emailed you guys with the link. Dear everyone, the link's the same.
Well, don't you're so catty about it. We're not all geniuses like you, pal. Okay,
I know
we scramble around trying to.
So smart, it's ridiculous because it's
smart. There's another word that goes with that, but anyway,
no. Without me, I don't think you guys would be fine. You've got AI now. You can clone me.
AI's John Jack. We don't care about AI. AI's not even real.
Nonetheless, buddy, if these guys join us or not join us, we'll be on Monday morning with Rob and also some great guests
here. Rob's
I know, but I was going to say we get aggressive. And Paul Feinbaum to Ellis, Coach Ellis Hall joins us every week. John Brady, all sorts of older SEC coaches, current people that are in administration all over. And just and Rob is one of the smartest guys around when it comes to Alabama sports and really Tennessee sports, and he's becoming quite an expert about Florida sports. So Rob is very knowledgeable about college football, college basketball, and the game as a whole, plus the history of sports. So I hope he does join us. Plus, he's a big Auburn fan, so I'd like to talk a little. You know what I mean?
My gosh.
That would be good. So, and if he joins us, that'd be great. If not, we will say. Sorry, I'm getting a notification. Hold on, buddy.
All right, I just texted Rob. Let's see if I can get him.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to do. Talk to your audience, Dad.
Okay. All right, folks. Big night, big day. We're all full of hope now. It's been a tough last couple of years. Gator fans have gone through a lot. I wrote a column today online talking about why you keep preaching get an offensive coordinator. I mean, be grateful. You got a guy who won his last 4 games. Who called the plays there? The same guy's going to call him his fault. I never thought he would not come. And you've got to understand, Billy Napier is not one to let anybody call his plays. It's his quarterback. It's his offense. It's his team. They won 4 in a row. They're building a terrific unit and squad, and their quarterback is the heart of that. And he and the quarterback are simpatico. They get along great. He's got him playing. Why would you want to get away from that? Why would you get somebody that, let's see if this is not Rob. Well, there he is. Why would you want to change that? Even Rob Brown wants to change that. When you got a team playing like they're playing, and Napier's there and he's calling plays at 1-4 in a row.
Well, we want to talk about what happened with you and what happened to Auburn.
Wait, was there a basketball game today? I didn't know.
Man, the color TV that I was trying to look through the.
Hold on, Rob. Calm down.
Oh,
God. Turn down the microphone.
Yeah, it's all right. Let him go.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Okay, thank you. God. Would you go to the game?
No, Oakley's there, Mary's there. A lot of friends of mine are there. We just got back to the house, and I will say this: I took Florida to cover.
You did or did not go?
You did
I
okay.
did not go. I did not
Okay.
go.
You did
But
okay.
Jason Caldwell is there from AU Undercover, and the thing he's been talking about all season long. When you look at Auburn, what are the two things that concern them the most? Is big teams with a lot of size
Who rebound
and rebound well, that lean on you, as Franz says. This Gator team, they're for real. I mean, with Handglotten, they probably are undefeated. But this is life in the SEC. It wasn't that Auburn had a bad day, that Auburn didn't shoot well. Florida didn't let them do it. Man, when you're beating somebody, you've got to give credit to the team. They took Janai Broome and Chad Baker-Mazara out of the game. I mean, if you didn't know, you would wonder, did they play in the game? Even though Broome had some stats, some garbage points late, Florida, the game plan of Todd Golden and the Gator staff, it was brilliant. And that's why this SEC race is far from over. But, congrats to the Gators. We've known this is a good team. And Todd Golden getting cleared from all the distractions off the court, that's a good thing. That's why we had our friend Mary Turner, the attorney in Tuscaloosa, who represents Alabama athletes and all. And she said, hey, there's two sides to this. Golden is a badass as a coach, and he's got the Gators. Wow, with Clayton, the sky's the ceiling for that guy. There's no telling how good he can be. But when you got four big guys who are good and athletic, it just makes your team a rarity in today's college basketball world of 6'7" guys that can run up and down the court. But when you bang into those big guys
and rebound and pass and shoot.
Yes, that's right. I love these games. There's a lot of them to go, but damn, Florida just dominated. Florida was their 3-point shots today. They killed it. They killed it from 3-point range, and they out rebounded Auburn in the second half. Out rebounded them, but that game was over before the half. Because Florida,
once they came back from that, they were down by 10 or 9, whatever it was. They came back and just killed them. I mean, they dominated. They looked like they were playing a bad Vanderbilt team. You know what I mean?
Well,
I know Auburn's good. Auburn's really got some good players.
They're okay. They're okay, but I don't know what they are. But I will say this: they took the crowd out of that game, and that's what great teams do. If you go on the road, Florida's beaten the number 1 team in the country twice this year.
Yeah, I know. Now we talked about that earlier. One of the first time I've ever beaten a number 1 team on the road. I mean, that was amazing. And we had those stats on it. It's a big day. And Bruce Pearl's got to be going back to the drawing board thinking, I got to change something here. What? I don't know, because they're physical. But you know what? They took the physicality of Auburn out of that game.
Well, they made Janai Broome do what he's not. They just kind of made him a distributor. He wasn't a dominant player. And Chad Baker-Mazara, I've been watching Auburn. Chad Baker-Mazara is a little bit too much of a drama queen.
He's a trash talker of the worst kind.
And
I don't like his game at all.
I don't like that. If I was the coach, I'd grab him and say, son, you're drawing attention to yourself and to our team, and you're not helping us. And Golden's guys are disciplined. They're not perfect, but they're disciplined. And God, now that they're focused on just basketball, there's a lot of basketball left to be played. But heck, man, Auburn better be careful. This doesn't beat them at Vanderbilt Tuesday and at Alabama next Saturday. This is a vicious conference basketball race, guys.
It is. All right, so unbelievable game today. Didn't expect that to happen. I thought it'd be a close game. I thought Florida would win. We do have off topic just for a second, Brenden, something called the Super Bowl. Okay, remember that? And I did a reflection going down memory lane today, and I went back when I started going, and I got lost. There's so
Taylor Swift Bowl.
Yeah, well, there you can bet on that. Whether Travis Kelce gives her a ring or
No,
not.
now it's the whole thing. It's like too obvious. You can't go there.
No, I'm just saying you can bet on that a lot of things. But my point is that I started looking at the last 58 Super Bowls, and I've been to maybe 25 of them. I just thought I can't do this. It's too many. It's too much. It's ancient history. I just go back to the one I'll always remember. That was Super Bowl III with Joe Namath that came in there on the old AFL in Miami and beat this heavily favored Don Shula coach Baltimore coach team. They were up by 18 or 19 points, and they upset them. That changed everything about pro football. And if Namath didn't do anything, he didn't do much else. That was a moment right there. And of course, as we know now, it's back then, Brendan and Rob, the World Series was still the number one sports spectacle. It was it. It was what you wanted to go to and cover and whatever. And it was the deal. But you know what? A guy named Pete Rozelle was commissioner of the NFL. He changed everything about it. So suddenly pro football became the game to go to. And he did it by getting a number of writers to come to the early games. Yeah. He had warm weather. He had plenty of interviews. He had plenty of parties, whatever. And he got them started that way. And it's pretty soon, years to come, it did become the number one sporting event. So it's coming up on Sunday. I'm not really excited about it, but I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes to do it on three-peat. I'm going to think I say they win by 3 over Philadelphia. What do you guys think?
Brendan, that talk we had yesterday with Coach Johnson and Frank and Doug, the more balanced team is Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts can beat you running, but if he has to throw it 50 times, he's not going to beat you. Has anybody ever three-peated? I don't think so.
No, this will be the first.
Yeah. So Philadelphia, how are they going to do it against the NFL machine? I want Philadelphia to win. They're a more balanced team, but quarterback versus quarterback, it's Mahomes. I'm going to have to say Kansas City wins.
Yeah, me too, by 3. Brendan, this is a special guy, this Patrick Mahomes.
He's a generational
I'm sorry, I was listening to Taylor Swift. What?
I said Patrick Mahomes is a special
guy. Yeah, he's great.
I mean, can you imagine what he has done?
Yeah.
And now he's going to three-peat. By the way, they had to buy the use of that word. They had to buy that. They had to buy the rights to that word owned by who? Pat Riley. That was his word. He had a patent. So they've got that word handy if they need it. But anybody know where the word Super Bowl?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding with you, but I'm not kidding with you. But it's fun to kid because they did catch those refs cheating and all. So, but I digress. I think I would like to see the Eagles win because I really am tired of seeing Kansas City win. I being a Bronco fan my entire life.
Yeah,
I hate it. I hate Kansas City. I'm never going to like Kansas City. I've been to Arrowhead Stadium twice. It's loud there. But they're great fans. And by the way, it's not in Kansas City, right, Dad? It's in Kansas City, Missouri, right? The other side of the track, the river, excuse me. So a lot of people have to realize that it's not what traditionally think. So anyways, growing up in Colorado, I've always hated the Chiefs. Let's go. But, they are AFC West. So as
gotta
being
respect
OG, then you got to respect the AFC West. So, but I'd like to see the Eagles win because I love Philadelphia. And then, Rebecca, I'm sure would like to, your daughter or my sister.
Yeah,
so,
Well, she said she's not really getting into it. Philadelphia. She's not an Eagles fan. So, But anyway, so Rob, you picked Kansas City. Brendan, who did you wind up picking? Philadelphia?
No, I told you I can't go against the script.
Kansas City's we're all
Kansas City's going to win with a touchdown in the last 2 seconds of the game or whatever it's going to be, and then like everyone says, then what's his name's going to propose to what's her name, and
you got to get it right. Travis Kelce.
I know who it is. It's Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
that made them $330 million or $330 million more than they ever made on last year's Super Bowl. And then this year, I think they're projected to double that because of the Swifty
3.9 billion or something.
Yeah, some ridiculous number.
So
now I got to go on line dates and listen to people, talk about, I'm a Taylor Swift fan and go Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Brendan's right about that.
It sucks.
It's a script.
It's invaded this whole world. It's like WWE. It's so ridiculous. I think we're just so bought into. It's like, wow, it's like we're so used to watching it. Why not make it interesting, right? Make it a good game.
Here, Brendan's right. It's the Philadelphia Eagles or whoever are facing the Chiefs right now are nothing more than a stage prop. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. And the script has been written. If what you saw with the officials in the Bills Chiefs game wasn't just so blatant.
What do you want? What
do you want?
Like
it was,
and then the guy gets popped.
Yeah. I mean, and they know that when things have to go a certain way in the NFL, they just end up going that way.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's like the Lions. They're not allowed to be great.
They're not like these guys, right, buddy?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't care about that stuff. I've been hearing this my entire life about that stuff. I've been hearing it. Whatever.
Real men.
I just take look. Travis Kelce. I'm betting $5 if I could bet it that he'll be engaged to Taylor Swift. But what if she says no? What if he gives her the ring? She says no.
It's in the script.
Yeah. No. Here's the deal.
Get with the program.
FanDuel. No, there's no script. FanDuel, by the way. FanDuel.
Are you in on it, buddy?
FanDuel. I'm trying to say something here. FanDuel Canada projects 11.76 chance that Kelce would ask for Swift's hand in marriage on the field after the Super Bowl. Okay? That's a fact. Okay,
they're the most obvious couple in the history of time, the whitest two people ever. Yes, I think it's going to happen at the end of the game. Maybe halftime. Maybe they'll just make it at a halftime thing.
No, they're not going to make it halftime. Here's the other thing you should know about stats. Rob, you're good at numbers like this. I'm not, but I did read this stat.
Your internet.
Mahomes has won 80% of the 132 regular season and playoff games he started, when his average time to throw has been 3.2 seconds. He's gone 5 and 10. So make of that what you will. So I remember a team in Auburn when there was a guy named John Reeves playing quarterback for the Gators, led the nation in passing. And they went to Auburn to play. And I remember Auburn said, a guy can't beat you when he's on his butt. And, of course, he got sacked. And that day he threw 9 interceptions at Auburn. Nine. National record. I was at the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys. Any final thoughts?
No, I'll say goodnight to you, buddy, and I'll talk to Rob because your internet sucks. We'll fix it later.
All right, guys.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, guys.
It's always an honor, buddy Martin. I mean this, buddy Martin.
Okay.
It's always an honor to do a show with you, Dad.
It's an honor to do a show
love
with
you, Dad.
I love you.
I love you. All 223 people know I love you. I love you. I love you. Go Gators. Now go to bed.
Good night, Brenden.
I love you too, Dawn. Good night, everybody.
Love you too, Dawn.
Yeah, we'll talk for a minute, right? Bye, Dawn. Thank you. Estella says love. It's all love. It's a family love.
Right.
Good night, Dad. Good night, Father.
Woo! WWE.
Got a little emotional there.
Well, Brenden, listen, I think you're right. You're very cerebral. And the Chiefs thing, that ending of that Bills Chiefs game was ridiculous. We know it, but here's what I think's happened. I just think that the Chiefs, it is a script. It's like it's written this way in advance.
Yes.
And I hope the Eagles can pull it off because there's so many SEC players on that team. Jalen Hurts, Bama, but Oklahoma 1 year. A.J. Brown, Ole Miss. You look at Saquon Barkley, Penn State, but there's a lot of Georgia players on that roster. There's a bunch of SEC guys on there, but I don't see it happening. And as far as Florida's win today, Auburn's a really good team. They're ranked number 1, but they've been there for 3 or 4 weeks. One or two things will happen for them. They will respond and play their ass off at Vandy and at Alabama and get a couple of more wins, or if this thing, bothers them too much,
wouldn't. I mean,
they can lose a couple of games.
Yeah. Well, right now, Florida just wasn't even 100%. I mean,
no,
2.
That's what's concerning. If you're Auburn, you're going, wow, we're at home. Of course, you know what I always say about home
biggest
games?
win that's the biggest on the road win for Florida Gator history ever.
Well,
for Florida, obviously Florida Gator basketball ever, biggest win ever, because you beat the number 1 team on the road.
Yeah. And I always say this, you're most likely to get mugged in your own driveway. When you're playing at home, you've got to be careful not to let your guard down. You've got to have an edge. Todd Golden's team played their ass off. It wasn't that Auburn didn't have a good day. They were not allowed to, because Auburn could not respond. They could not answer the mystery. And it was so good. If you were just not paying attention, you would have to question, did Janai Broome, Chad Baker-Mazara even play? They did, but I'm telling you, that was a dominant beating by Florida. You don't see that happen. When was the last time you saw that happen? A road team. The Gators are 5th or 6th in the country.
Tennessee
give them their credit.
Beating Florida.
Do what?
When Tennessee just beat Florida.
But that was 40. At home. I'm talking about on the road.
Oh, on the road.
Yeah.
I can't have one of recent memory off the top of my head, but
it doesn't happen. It just
doesn't happen. That's why I wanted to do a show tonight. I told Dad, I was like, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
We kind of have to do a show, because this is a huge deal to go on the road and have such a dominant win in for the number 1 team in the country, and it's an SEC team, which is a double, right? Yeah. And it's Auburn and Florida. Auburn got they've got a little history.
They got a lot of work to do. They
that football carryover, from the grudge match. So, but I think it really makes you wonder who's the best team in the SEC, because Florida's kind of different than Tennessee, right? Than Auburn. Like, there's a different sexy with Auburn, right? And Florida's just kind of like, they block and tackle. They do all the fundamentals. Everyone plays defense. Everyone is on the glass. Everyone shows up. They're team. They really feel like, to that very cohesive that way. But they have a lot of, superstars that can just, completely light it up, and you don't know who that's going to be. But I just then you kind of hard not to shift over and be like, like you said, watch a Tennessee or an Auburn or even Arkansas right now, right? Like, what team's going to emerge in the tournament to win the SEC tournament, which is probably the most exciting SEC tournament basketball tournament we've ever seen.
Yeah, it is going to be a tough ticket. I mean, is it going to be tougher than San Antonio? Hell, who knows? But Alabama and Florida play March 4th, I think it is. Florida's at Alabama. I don't know. I think you've got a group of teams. These are the best teams in the conference: Florida, Alabama, Auburn, Missouri, Tennessee. Those are really good teams. So you've got a number 1 because you have to rank them, but they're going to play each other, and this stuff will sort itself out. But I will tell you this: Florida, not even with a full starting lineup, but Tennessee did it last week. They were missing Zakai Ziegler, had 7 scholarship players on the court at Thompson Bowling Arena, and beat Florida by 20. Florida goes on the road and beats Auburn. I mean, that game was a 20-point loss for Auburn. I mean, it was they were dominated. Now, Auburn's a really good team. They'll bounce back, but they got to be ready to go. Look at the schedule. This week
they just got schoolyard whipped. I mean, they got taken out to the woodshed, kind of ass whipping. And that's that's going to take a minute. That either has one or two things that happens to a team. You either come back with a little bit of red ass, and you take one in the tournament, and they got it coming for you, or every time they see it, man, we're afraid to play them.
Well, they'll bounce back.
I think Auburn will bounce back because that's a great basketball team.
Here's the thing:
Pearl's a great coach.
Yeah, in Tennessee, look, Florida bounced back after losing by 20 at Tennessee last Saturday, goes on the road and wins by 9 over Auburn. So, look, these are really good teams. You are not going to win. I predicted the winner of the SEC this year would be 14-4.
That's pretty good.
So
I think you're a time traveler. Hey, Rob, tell everybody what we're doing on Monday. We'll have a show. We got stuff this week we talked about. I found the script to the NFL, to the Super Bowl.
I want to see it.
We will go out with it, so everyone can. So just so you know, this is not fact, right? This is for entertainment purposes only. So don't take this as anything we're saying as to be truth. But this potentially could be the script. It could save you a lot of money. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
maybe. So here, Rob, just so you know, here you go.
That is. Let me see.
Wait, can you hold on? Can you not hear it? Hold on.
Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, this.
Hold on. I'll try. I think I have to share the audio. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. I usually don't share the audio. That's why I don't do it that way. And then I forgot because I always turn that off. All right, here we go. Also share audio on. Okay, here we go.
Take one.
There we go. Now we're cooking with propane. Okay, here we go. Stand by, everybody. The script will rewind even.
The NFL just leaked the script for Super Bowl 59. Here's exactly what's going to happen. So the Eagles get the ball first, coin flip is heads, and Jalen Hurts runs in a touchdown on the first possession of the game to put the Eagles up early. After a couple 3-and-outs, Xavier Worthy ties the game for the Chiefs on a catch and run touchdown, all square going into the second. But then Saquon Barkley fumbles for just the third time all year, which leads to an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. And then Jake Elliott makes one field goal but misses one right before the half. It's 14-10 Chiefs. Kendrick crushes the halftime show. He comes out to Not Like Us. Taylor Swift makes a surprise appearance too. And then on the opening drive of the second half, Travis Kelce scores a touchdown for the Chiefs. All of a sudden, it's 21-10. But Devonta Smith catches a touchdown. Jalen Hurts runs another one in, and the Eagles are right back in it. But the defense just can't stop Patrick Mahomes. Chiefs win their third straight. Mahomes wins MVP. The Gatorade is orange.
You hear that wrinkle? Kelce does not propose to Taylor Swift.
But Chiefs are going to win it. I mean, that's just how this stuff goes. I think now.
Yeah,
they'd have to have a collapse. I don't see it happening.
I don't either. But we'll see. Rob, we'll see you Monday. Have a good Sunday. We bid you farewell to all these Auburn fans. Sorry, and go Gators.
Hey, look, and we'll be on Tuesday at 5 o'clock Eastern. AU Undercover with Sidelines. Ronnie Sanders, Doug Dean will join us. A lot to talk about with Auburn. Look, congrats to the Gators. SEC sausage grinder, a little over halfway there. The best is yet to come. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
Good night, Robin. I'm going to go out with I'll play some music. I've got some lights for everybody, so I'll play a little. Go there. Rob, we'll see you on Monday. Thanks, Rob. That was Rob Brown. Thanks everyone, and go Gators, everybody, as we celebrate a little bit of win. Good to celebrate a win once in a while around here. We will talk Monday all week. Check us out on GatorbaitMedia.com. Check us out everywhere on the internet. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, soon to be everywhere. Household name. All good things. Go Gators. Talk to everybody real soon.